And always a reminder of why we're doing office hours. We know that using assistive and instructional technologies are one of those high leverage practices shared by the Council for Exceptional Children. Those are those practices that we know make the biggest impact on student learning. And as we're looking at any tools, including the super high tech ones we're going to talk about today, we always want to think through the SET framework. And that's thinking about the student, the environments, the tasks, and then overlaying the tools on top of that. It's a great tool for equity because it gets every student exactly what it is that they need. And so, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Zandra, who is going to share some slides and then do some demos for us. And I'll let her introduce herself to you. Go ahead, Zandra.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. I'm really excited to talk to you about this topic. My name is Zandra Bail-LaLonde, and I'm a teacher for students who are visually impaired with Northern Lights Special Education Cooperative. I want to share with you some of my excitement about artificial intelligence. And I'm just wondering, with a show of hands or however you want to do it, has anyone used AI either in their education practice or in their personal life or to help them do their jobs more efficiently? Maybe not quite. I'm kind of seeing a little bit. All right. Well, I'm going to try to move through the slides a little fast so I can kind of focus on some demonstrations and maybe give you a chance to enter a question. If you have a burning question for AI, I can help you. We can do that together. So, our learning objectives today are just to help you build your understanding of artificial intelligence, AI, and some of the available tools, many of which are free. I want to help you learn how AI can support student engagement and meet unique learning needs of your students, and also to help you understand some strategies to maximize your time and be more efficient in your job, especially with meeting these everyday tasks like emails, memos, newsletters, things like that, that can just help you do your job more efficiently and save some time. So what is AI? AI, or artificial intelligence, refers to the development of computer systems that can perform tasks that typically require people power. So it involves the use of algorithms and data to enable machines to learn, reason, and make decisions, almost like human-like decisions. And AI has various applications in many different fields, including education. And I just want to share in saying this, that it's important to use this technology responsibly and ethically. Of course, there's a lot of controversy about AI and the impacts that it's going to have in the future on maybe taking over for people. So in saying that, I wouldn't ask AI to write me a paper and then just turn in that paper. You still want to have that human piece and personalized things, but it can really help you get a start on something. If you're having kind of a brain block and you just need a place to start, AI can generate many different ideas for you. So, all right. So some of the tools that are available, and there are so many, if you just Google artificial intelligence tools, tons of them will come up, but I just want to focus on a few. ChatGPT is one I use, and there's a web-based a web-based program. You can just log on, and it's free, and you just make an account. But I use it on my iOS device, and I do pay for the premium version, which it's about $40 a year. But to me, it's worth its weight. Some other ones, Copilot is a Microsoft AI tool. It is available both on the App Store, or else it's web-based, and that is a free app, and it does a wonderful job. I'm going to do some demonstrations if we have time here today with Copilot and ChatGPT. There's another one called Socratic, and this is an education-based, and it's a Google app, and this is available on the App Store or the iOS. And you can snap a picture. I have a short video maybe we'll take a look at. I'm not going to demonstrate Socratic for you today, but maybe we'll just watch a minute or so of the video and show you how that one works. And that's also a free tool. And this just, it shows you how on Socratic, it has so many educational topics that you can learn about: biology, chemistry, different math, calculus. You can take a picture of a math equation. It will not only give you the answer, but the steps, and it'll link different resources like maybe Khan Academy or different things that can help you. When my son was taking math classes, my husband would spend hours Googling and watching YouTube videos just to learn how to do the math so he could tutor my son when he got home from school. And this would have been such a game changer. So I'll just show, we can maybe skip ahead on the next slide and, or where, oh, no, there it is. We can just go to the next slide and maybe watch a minute of the Socratic just to give you an idea how that one works.
Hi, I'm Richard Byrne. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Socratic by Google. It's a new iOS app. You can use it on your iPad or on your iPhone. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it does. So I'm going to open it here, and I've opened it up, and I'll just scan a problem that I have on this piece of paper. Let's go ahead and take a picture of it. Now you can see I can drag and drop, pinch and zoom to make sure I've captured the entire problem. And then down here at the bottom, let's hit go. And it's analyzing the problem. And you can see here, it's going to give me a little explanation of the problem. I have some problem solvers. I have a related video down there, and it gives me more results from the web. Now, great for math problems. But what about other things that maybe are not a question, but more of a statement? So I'm going to scan that question, or that statement, covered call option strategy. And I'm going to go in, again, pinch and zoom to make sure I've covered all of it. Hit the go button, and we'll see what it comes up with. And it came up with ETF covered call option strategy explained and some more results from the web. Now, depending on what you
we can probably
for, you'll get different.
Stop that there. And you'll have access to these slides. You can certainly take a look at it. I just encourage you to check it out, play with it, and see how it can be a useful tool for you. Going to our next slide, I just want to show you, because I'm looking at AI from a lens of a teacher for students who are blind, visually impaired, and I just want to show you how exciting this is. I took a picture of my kitchen, and using Be My Eyes, which is a free app for people who are blind, visually impaired, you can sign up as a volunteer to help a person with a visual impairment. Be their eyes, but you can also sign up as somebody with a visual impairment, and it has an AI tool on there. I just want to show you quick. I took a picture of a portion of my kitchen, and I want to show you how detailed it gave of a description. So somebody who is blind, if they took a picture of their surroundings, it would give a very detailed orientation of where they're at and what they're seeing. And so it says this image shows a modern kitchen, and it talks about my stainless steel range. My backsplash, which is a light colored subway tile. It shows a coffee pot on the left and a smart speaker on the right, and a pet feeding station with 2 bowls on the floor on a mat, which I didn't even know that was going to be in the picture. But what really threw me off is that it says a small robotic vacuum is visible in the lower corner, which I didn't even know that was visible in my picture. So, and it's in the back one of my back rooms. So I thought that was pretty amazing, and what a game changer for somebody with a visual impairment. So I don't want to spend a lot of time, but I just wanted to show you that, how great that is for people. Another one is Seeing AI. It's a Microsoft app, and that's another free app for students who are blind, visually impaired, but also it's a great tool for students who may have a print disability, because it can read short text. It can read handwritten text, so maybe take a picture of the board. It can identify currency, colors, and your surroundings, but not in quite the detail that Be My Eyes does. So just some great free tools that are available. And that's on the App Store as well. And then to the next slide, let's see. So how can AI help with student engagement? There's so many ways, and I want to demonstrate a few ways today, but it can help personalize learning for somebody who maybe needs a little engagement. You can add humor to your day. You can develop fun, interactive lesson plans. Maybe with St. Patrick's Day coming up, you want some great ideas to do with your kindergarten students or whatever it is. AI can help you with some of those ideas. You can get that real-time help with explanations to support your students. So if you're tutoring your students as a special education teacher, you can get that real-time help without spending so much time Googling answers. And what I often use ChatGPT for is just to create some social stories for my student, and that are very engaging. I personalize them, but it gives me an idea where to start. And so how can AI help maximize your time as an educator? You can create newsletter templates. You can generate emails, memos, letters, maybe write a letter of recommendation for somebody, and all you have to do is add some of the details you want, and it will generate the letter, and it will give you the format to follow. You can use it for progress monitoring. It will analyze your data. I'll try to give an example of that, how you can just put your data in and it will summarize it for you. You can use it to spell check and grammar check your reports, just taking a picture or cut and paste it from your email, put it in ChatGPT. Sometimes it'll even give you a better way to word things. It can assist teachers to help your students, help with that tutoring piece, helping with that math. That is so much higher level than when I was in school. And really, you can just ask it anything. So I just encourage you to play around, have fun, and try it out. All right, are we ready for some demonstrations? I'm just going to do a few here.
Great. So I stopped screen sharing, Zandra. So whenever
Okay.
you're ready, you can go ahead and pick that up.
All right. First, I'm going to go to my ChatGPT. So this is a paid for subscription. Can everybody see my screen okay?
Nope, we don't see it yet. Do you want to go into the
Oh, I'm
Google
sorry.
Meet?
I forgot
Yep.
that piece, Julie. I'm a
That's
newbie at
great.
this. Okay. I have to share my screen. Okay. All right, share screen. There we go. Okay. All right, start the broadcast. All right, are you seeing my iPad?
Yep, now we see it.
Okay, I just want to show you quickly. There's so many different tasks for AI, communication, education, fun, work, emails, marketing, just all kinds of tasks. The nice thing about this is that it saves my history, and you can just ask, it saves my history, and so I can go back to things. I can email it to myself, different things like that. So what I want to go to is my chat, and then I'm going to this little circle button here. I could either snap a picture, and I'm not going to do this because it kind of messed up our screen yesterday, but I just want to show you. You can open your camera, you can take a picture, and just as the gentleman did in the Socratic video, you kind of highlight what you want, and then and it enters it right in. Or otherwise, you could go to your photos and import it that way. I'm going to cancel that. I'm just going to type something in. So I'm going to ask it, explain what an atom is like I am 5 years old. And let's see what it does. All right. I won't read it all, but here you can say, sure, imagine that you have a tiny, tiny ball. This ball is so small that you can't even see it with your eyes. And then it's just like you have different parts, like your head, arms, and legs, atoms also have different parts. And I like how it puts it here. When atoms join together, they can make all sorts of things like water, air, or even your favorite snack. So very simply, the last time I put it in, it kind of attributed it to Legos and building Legos. And I really liked that description, but I don't always get the same thing twice. So anyway, I thought that was kind of a nice way to simplify something that's so complex. How about if you have a student who maybe is on the spectrum and perseverates on a certain topic? We could say, could you write, can you write a story about SpongeBob SquarePants for a 7-year-old? And then I'll just enter that, and boom, just immediately there's a story for you. And hopefully it's a fun story, which it should be. So what if I might want to visualize this for the student. I can visualize it, and let's see what we get. Hopefully I get SpongeBob, but last time I got a scary looking person. So we never know.
And as that's coming up, Zandra, Krista put a comment in the chat window too, which says this would be amazing for connecting special interests in academics or behavior.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And right here, I can download that image. I can import it, to my email or whatever. What if I want to follow up on this so it'll remember what I asked it before? And I'll say, how about, can you give 5 comprehension questions? Let's see what it does. Of course, where did SpongeBob and Patrick go on their adventure? And so it's such a great tool that we can use for our students with special learning needs. Let's see, how much time do we have here? How about, I know we have some like OTs and maybe PI teachers. So I just want to give some different examples there. So sometimes I use ChatGPT to help me interpret medical reports. If there's something I'm not understanding, every eye doctor's maybe has different report writing or different abbreviations. How about if you want to know the typical visual development of a 4-month-old? You could enter that. It'll give you, boom, just immediately give you that. How about if you wanted, how about maybe some OTs can help me, but can you give me some, and I'm sorry if this is dumbing it down because I'm not an OT, but I just wanted to give some examples from a different perspective, some ideas for us, say preschool student with a poor grasp. Would that be how to say it? Play-Doh, finger painting, cutting and pasting, threading, using tongs, playing with building blocks, things like that. So just to help you get some ideas, how about, let's see, how about a PI teacher? What are some switches for a student who can only move their head? And just immediately, it gives you a whole list of different ideas. And so what about, how about some engaging, what are some engaging switch activities the student loves fashion? Let's see if I asked it the right way. Oh, here. Oh, it already did it. Okay, so virtual dress up, fashion design software, accessible fashion show, fashion blogging, and they can use the switch to control the camera, video editing software, adaptive clothing modification, so a quiz game. So anyway, I just thought that was really cool. Before we run out of time, and I want to leave some time for questions, I just want to go to the Copilot and show you how that one kind of works. All right. How about, can you give me an IEP goal idea for a student, a high school student, I'm going to say, who is deaf and needs to work on advocacy. All right. So it's going to keep going and just giving different speaking, let's see, skill area. I don't know. Did I ask that one right? I might not have. It doesn't always give you exactly what you want. How about if I say, can you help me write a self-advocacy goal for a high school student who is deaf? And see what it says there. By the end of the academic year, the student will demonstrate improved self-advocacy skills in various educational settings. Then I'll give you some measurable outcomes and some different strategies and supports. And then what I liked here is like, how can I involve the student in this setting this goal, and what strategies work best for self-advocacy. But how about, can you help me with progress, measure progress? We'll see what it says. And then boom, it's going to give you your baseline assessment, data collection. All right, I'm going to stop it there, but I just wanted to show you how that one works. Any questions so far?
None have come in yet on the chat, but
Okay.
anyone feel free to type anything in the chat window or unmute yourself and ask any questions.
All right, yeah. I'll give a second here. All right, if there's no questions, I just want to quick show you how Chat GPT can help you quickly analyze some data. So I kind of have it set up already. All right, here's my data and this is from a presentation for early childhood. We want to know, so these are all the takeaways from the presentation, and I want it to summarize the themes. So I'm going to select all. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste it into ChatGPT, and then it's going to quickly give the themes from all of that data. So overall, the evaluation data reflects a positive response to the presentation, with participants highlighting the need for language change, individualized support, and collaborative approach to supporting successful learners. So it's just such a time saver. So yeah, does anyone have A burning question.
I was wondering, do you have any like preference in between the different AI tools that you showed us as far as like data privacy, student privacy goes?
Yeah, that's one of those controversial topics, that people are critical of AI about. So I'm not really well versed in that. But I do prefer ChatGPT. I'm just most comfortable using it. It has features that I find are helpful. Um, it just gives a lot more features than some of the free ones, but they're all great tools. I don't know, as far as data privacy, I guess I would just, one of those things, we just have to be real ethical and thoughtful with when using these tools.
For sure. Well, and like the examples that you were using too, didn't have any PII or anything like that. So
Right. I wouldn't put in, students' names or, like
okay,
put in an IEP or, things like that, but maybe take just some ideas. It just helps to generate some of those ideas. And I just think it's such a time saver.
for sure. Awesome.
And
Thank you.
even, yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for your question. That was a good one.
Great.
Even in
Go
your
ahead.
personal life, this can be useful. Maybe helping you make a meal plan or recipes or anything like that. I know, I have a family member who's gluten sensitive, and so she, can you make me a 1,500 calorie 5-day meal plan? And boom, it's immediately there. And so there's so many different ways to use this tool. I hope you found this to be kind of an engaging presentation and something that you'll play around with.
Yeah, I think it's great, Zandra. I'm going to keep it open
Yeah.
for questions
Yeah.
and answers at this point. I will go ahead and stop the recording.
Okay.